guys! I'm Polly, also known as Pollygone Illustration. Hello if you're new here, and thank you if you are returning. So in today's video I'm going to be doing an Arty Adventure. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but a few weeks ago when we were still allowed out into the world, me and Ryan went to a local cat cafe in Coventry. It's really cute as we got to play with some cats, and we also had a drink with there too. And it was overall just a really fun afternoon. So I decided to draw some of the cats and make a little illustration out of it. So let's go and get started into the video. When we first got there, it was very, very busy in the cafe. There were lots of people and we didn't think we would have got a good chance to cuddle and interact with the cats as we originally thought we might have done. But we were so wrong. That definitely wasn't the case, and we got to play with so many of the cats who were really adorable. We were seated on the sofa by the window, and above us there was a little shelf which had a cat called Marmalade on it. He was really cute, though he did spend a lot of the time sleeping up there on the shelf, and he didn't really come down until the end of our session.
Up this one, he's too far to stroke.
He's sleeping.
Hot drinks were included in the price, so I got hot chocolate with marshmallows and creams. Some of the cats like to drink the hot chocolate, so we were warned to be careful to avoid the cats drinking any of our hot chocolates, but they didn't steal any from me. As this illustration was based on my Arty Adventure in the cat cafe, I thought it was definitely important to include the drink I had there in it, and I decided to have the cats surrounding it, which really represents the whole cat cafe thing perfectly. There were toys all around for the cats to play with, and you could also play with the cats with them. So that was a lot of fun, and there were so many different ways to interact and play with them. The cats really liked coming up to you as well. They weren't shy, especially the two younger ones. They were adorable. They kept coming up to me, and in fact this little one with the big fluffy ears is called Spock. He was adorable. I really, really liked him. He was so small, and I don't think I've ever seen cats before with ears that big, so I did think that was quite different, and I thought it was just really, really sweet. I guess that's where his name came from, because like Spock from Star Trek, he also has big ears. I believe he was just around 3 or 4 months when I filmed this, and the little black cat was around the same age as well. He did end up sitting on me for around 40 minutes, so he did spend a lot of time with me, so I did kind of get attached to him, and I did want to take him home with me. I'm pretty sure he also did fall asleep at me at one point. There were 9 or so different cats, and I pretty much got to at least stroke or play with every single one. They did have a little back room that they could go to if they wanted to, for food, for water, and if they wanted to go to the toilet. But honestly, all of them spent the most of the time, if not all of the time, on the cafe floor. So that was really nice that they weren't shy, and they were definitely enjoying interacting and playing with all these different people every single day. I am using Turner acrylic gouache for this painting. I have been using this a lot recently, but I am still obsessed with the medium. I started off by putting quite a watered down blocked colour layer for each different section of colour. I just wanted to then be able to build up the colour and texture as I went, especially since a lot of the cats had quite small details and like stripes and things. So I also wanted to make sure I could capture that quite well. So I thought putting block colours down quite lightly and then building it up to the heavier layers would be the best way to go about this. I did end up adding in some extra details using a fine liner pen. The reason I did for that was because the details I was adding in were just so small, and I wanted to make sure I did them right and I did them justice. So I thought that the only way I'd really be able to do this with gouache would be to then draw over the top of it with a fine liner pen. And then I also went in and added in some shading with a coloured pencil too. So originally I wasn't really sure what I wanted the background of the illustration to be. I did kind of go for this kind of reddier brown shade, but in the end I thought that wasn't quite right and decided to go over the top of it with a slightly lighter brown, which was also watered down, so you do get some of the texture through and the colour through as well, but I just wanted to add that little extra something to it, and I thought the lighter brown was just a little bit nicer than the dark brown and gave more attention to the actual main focus of the illustration, the mug and the cats, and took away from the background. Plus, when you water down gouache, it's kind of hard to control and it dries fairly quickly, and it can kind of look very ugly, especially with the first layer, so I definitely needed to go over it anyway, but I really do prefer this lighter colour. I did possibly consider going for other colours as well, like pinks and greens, but I decided that I should stick with the brown because that was kind of the table colour, you know, like a wooden table, so I thought that would work well for a cafe illustration. So the cats I am drawing in this illustration were some of the cats that were at the cafe. Obviously we've got little Spock here at the front, and then we've got Binks, which is the little black kitten. Then at the top we've got Marmalade. I do colour him in and make him black and kind of yellow and browns, but I did just kind of block him out as yellow at first. But he's there at the top as he was at the top above us sleeping on the shelf. And then we've also got the little grey cat here, which is going to have stripes on it, and his name was Tigger because he was stripy like Tigger. He was really sweet too, and he came up to us a lot to play as well. I'm not sure if we just picked a good time to go, but when we got there, the cafe was really busy, but then it tailored off pretty quickly, and then we were the only people in there at one point, so we definitely did pick a good time to go. So it did mean we had lots of choices with who wanted to play with us, so that was nice because it did feel like we could give all the attention we wanted to the cats. I am more of a dog person. Well, I am a dog person. I'm not really a cat person. Dogs, I have two of them. I have two dogs, Cocker Spaniels called Jeff and Katie, and they're very sweet and lovely. Even if they are a little bit naughty sometimes, they are lovely little dogs. But it was nice to go and see some other animals and play with some cats. I know I keep saying this, but the little kittens were so sweet too, and I just really love the little Spock, and I hope to go again soon when the cafe reopens after everything is over, and you know, everything is back to normal. I guess he will be a little bit bigger, but it would still be nice to pop him and say hello to him, and I would definitely want to go back to the cafe again. Binks actually seemed to like teasing some of the other cats. Like he would like to pounce at some of the other cats and chase them around a bit. He was very, very playful, whereas I felt like Spock was still a little bit playful, but he was a lot calmer. Maybe that was just because he sat on me, you know, for so long that he did appear to be like that. But I think when he sat on me, you know, you can't really, you know, you can't justify not thinking that a cat is really sweet when they fall asleep on you and when they look up at you, and then, you know, you just know that they like and, you know, can trust you enough to sit on you and fall asleep on you. This little cat called Bagpuss, like just sitting here for some reason in this toy, and this little fluffy cat was really cute too. I mean, as they all were. So I'm now just finishing, putting the final finishing touches to my illustration. As you can see, I ended up putting a purple outline around everything, and as I mentioned earlier, I ended up working with a fine liner and a colored pencil just to put in that extra detail, especially when it came towards putting the details into the cat's fur. So little Binks does have white eyes because he's black, and the purple fine liner didn't really show up with him, so I used a white gel pen to add in his eyes and mouth. I really want to make more videos like this in future. I've done a few Arty Adventures before, so you should go and check out the playlist to see my other ones. It's been a while, probably almost a year since my last one, if not longer actually. So I'd really like to do more of these in future when everything opens up again. I have a few places that I'd like to visit, but we'll have to see when I can do that. This is what the final illustration looked like. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you didn't know already, I make classes over on Skillshare. I currently have 2 courses up now. I have recently just posted my second class where I teach you how you can paint on your very own denim pieces of clothing, so you can make your own denim trousers that you've got painted yourself, or even a painted denim jacket. Or you could check out my old class where I show you how you can make a set of digital animated stickers which you can use on your Instagram stories or in an iPhone app. Plus, I've also recently announced the opening of my store, my online store. So if you want to go and check that out, the link is down below in the description, so you can go and see if there's anything that you might want to buy. I have lots of little small things, and obviously I also have my painted denim jackets there too. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be the first to be notified for when I next upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!